Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us, we are now meeting live in person Sunday mornings at 12 o'clock, meeting at Winston's Bar and Grill at 1231 Peru, which is right next door to the Shell gas station. Today is Sunday, November 7th, 2021. And we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And the topic for this month of November is Breathe in the View. And the topic for this week is The View from Here. Two suggested books for reading this month are The Hidden Power of the Bible by Ernest Holmes and The Gratitude Formula, a 7-step success system to create a life that you love by Mae McCarthy. Each week, we start with a spiritual practice called Affirmative Prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. Normally, I would be reading from the Creative Thought magazine, but I didn't bring it with me today. So I will be doing a treatment in person, live. So just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I know that there is only one divine energy, one source, one power that is present everywhere at all times, knowing that it is all around me, as me, through me. And as I know that this is the truth for each and every one of us, I speak my words here and now, knowing that there is only one community, one divine love that brings us here together, knowing that we share wisdom, laughter, joy, and community. Knowing that we are all right here at the right and perfect time. And we are open to receive these gifts, this wisdom from the divine. Knowing this and so much more, I know that there is power in these words, so I speak them out loud. And I allow them to be. So with gratitude and love, I know that they have already been made manifest. And so I release and let go by saying, and so it is. And so as we do each week as well, let's review together our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose for being here each week. And our purpose is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And this is supported by our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is further supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And once again, I'd like to welcome everyone. Please know that we are a philosophy that honors all traditional religious paths. So no matter what path you have been on, or your background, where you've come from, please know that you are welcome here. And as I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind. It's based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote spiritual growth. One of these tools is our spiritual mind treatment. And we've already experienced one today. And as I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts, he used this information to create the Science of Mind back in the 1920s. And it focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the Science of Mind teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Today, our evolutionary vision from CSL Global Vision for this week is this. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. And our timeless wisdom from our Science of Mind principles, core concepts, and values for this week is this. The highest God and the innermost God is one God. In celebration of reaching our summit, we appreciate our view from a higher plane. In gratitude, we welcome the question, what will our next journey reveal? Living from a higher consciousness, we reflect the timeless wisdom of the journey and recognize this arrival is not the final destination of our spiritual evolution. We breathe in the view, appreciating the expansiveness of our growth and development along the way. And as we learn to turn away from appearances of any situation and lift our consciousness out of the material scene, we see every situation from a place of spiritual truth. In the book, What Religious Science Teaches, Ernest Holmes wrote this. The ultimate goal of life does not mean that we shall ever arrive at a spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. That which to our present understanding seems an ultimate goal will, when attained, be but the starting point for a new and further evolution. We believe in the eternal upward spiral of existence. And this is a time to reflect. We have been on an amazing upward evolutionary journey this year, rooted in timeless wisdom. This is an opportunity for us to reflect on that journey, the challenges, the triumphs, the opportunities, the actions, the shifts and changes, the pivotal moments, and the growth that we have experienced while traveling this path. This year, I moved down to an area of town with less hills, and unfortunately, no more view of the entire bay. But now I see things from a different perspective, at street level. I see how many people are here, both visitors and locals. I see the hustle and bustle of every day. Instead of just seeing the rooftops and the ocean, my view has expanded in a sense. I will miss seeing the whales from my patio up above, but I will see the activities of everyday life and feel more alive rather than being tucked away and secluded on the hill looking down. I now feel more a part of everything and everyone rather than feeling secluded and separated. This pandemic has changed us in so many ways, I think. Some people have not changed at all, still going on and carrying on life as if nothing has changed. And yet others, myself included, have taken a step back and have found other things to do to occupy our time. I've had more time to reflect on life. I've read more books, and I've had more time to connect with friends from back home via Zoom and on iPhone video calls. So just take a moment to reflect on how this journey, this past year, has impacted your life. What difference has there been? And what has remained the same? How has your perspectives and understanding shifted as a result of this? In Discover a Richer Life, Ernest Holmes said this: through the continual emergence of the creative principle, any last finality proves to be but the beginning of a new creative series. This eternal spiral, finding its space in the everlasting reality, will never cease to emerge. And in The Science of Mind, he wrote that the sum total of the erroneous human belief binds until the individual mentally lifts themselves above the law of averages into the higher law of spiritual individualism. And that's from the Science of Mind textbook. So let's breathe in the view and take a moment to appreciate and honor what has occurred this year and along this journey. In all things, give thanks. Express gratitude for all of it, the good and the not so good. And notice how breathing in the view with gratitude shifts our perspective of the events and moments along our journey even more so. Feeling and expressing gratitude lifts our consciousness even higher and gives us an even clearer perspective of the spiritual truth that is always operating. Gratitude allows us to see rightly. In Spiritual Economics, Eric Butterworth wrote this: it is a powerful insight to live by. Always get the view from the top. Before you react in negativity to people, conditions, or things, take a moment to lift up your eyes unto the hills. Contemplate all the challenging experiences from the highest possible point of view. When I lived up on the hill, I was looking down at everything. But that kind of feels awkward in a sense. You know, the idea of looking down at others. But now that I live down closer to the ocean, I find myself looking up more. And that's an interesting phrase, looking up. When I don't know or understand something, I look up to it. When there's somebody that I admire, I look up to them. In fact, I looked up the definition of looking up. In the Cambridge Dictionary, it defines this as to become better, as in our financial situation is looking up, or to improve, to get better, to recover. Spiritually, when we physically look up, it signifies looking for a higher perspective, looking to source for answers. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And we are on a continuous upward spiral of evolution. In our upward spiraling evolution, we often face the challenges, but as we evolve, we face them from a higher place on the spiral so that we can view them from a higher place in consciousness. The higher we lift our consciousness, the clearer we can see the truth of any situation. From a higher state of consciousness, we can be in the world, but not of it. We spend less and less time being under the effect of this world. And so challenges don't last as long or have the same degree of an impact as they used to for us. In The Pathway of Roses, Christian Larson wrote this: this is our purpose, to live the purest, the largest, the fairest, and the most useful, the most beautiful, and the most spiritual life possible, just for today. To be our very best here and now, with no desire to outshine some other being, but simply to be all that we are in divine being now. So in closing, our task in any situation is to look beyond the appearances and to seek the spiritual truth of what is before us. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this in Self-Reliance: prayer is the contemplation of the facts of life from the highest point of view. And that leads us to our affirmation of the day. I lift my eyes to the highest and grandest view of life. And so now it's our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And we rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We operate solely on your financial support. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter whether it is $50 or $5, or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. And donations can be made using our PayPal through our website. And I'll just bring that up for you on the screen. It is www.cslpv.org. Alternatively, you can mail in a paper check and address it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8M1. So now if you would like to join me in saying our Offertory Affirmations, I'll put those up as well so we can read them together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So if you would like to have a one-on-one connection with a spiritual mind treatment to assist you in change or whatever you are experiencing in life right now, please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for this year or the upcoming year, starting January, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that we can send you the current forms. And I'd also like to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Subscribe and like. And if you are interested in learning more about the science of mind teaching, we do have courses that we have available for teaching, either online, or in person. The Foundations course here has been put on hold for now, as there weren't enough people to join at this time. But please connect with me if you are interested in taking classes, and we can come up with a new start date together. So let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.